Hi everyone, this is HM&S video number 43 and you are most welcome for it. Today we are going to talk about the match function in Excel, one of the most important lookup function in Excel. The match function is actually very important because it's mostly used together with other functions like index and Vlookup function. Now, one of the situations where the match function actually rules is when comparing two tables. Now, look at this. This table here is having day 1 order and this table here is having day 2 order. Now, when the item is appearing in all the two lists, I've used the match function to show us two lists. And if the item is appearing in only one list, I've used the match function to show us one list. And this is actually very dynamic. When I come to sprite, you can see we're having sprite here and sprite here. And when I decide to change this to Jewish, that means we shall have sprite in only one table. And this list should immediately show us one list when I hit enter. So watch, when I hit enter, you can automatically see that we are now having one list here because sprite is now appearing in only one table. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. Now when I come to 7up, and instead of 7up, I'm going to change it to Nirvana. So let's do Nirvana. Nirvana will now be appearing in both lists. That means this one should now update to two lists. When I hit enter, you can see this one is now showing two lists. This is actually very dynamic and it's the power of the match function. So we shall see how to compare two tables like that using the match function. Let's switch on to Excel and we dive deeper into how to use the match function. Now I have some small notes here about the match function. You can read it if you want it, but let's talk about the first one. The match function returns the relative position of the lookup value. Now we have seen the Vlookup, the HLOOKUP and the lookup function. All those functions return for you the value itself. But for the match function, it returns the relative position of that value. So let's scroll down and we get to understand more about that. The match function can do both approximate match lookup and exact match lookup. Let's start by seeing how to do exact match lookup using the match function. Now I have here the rank of students in a test. These are the students ranked from number 1 up to the last number. So we want to come here and we look up the position of that student. So we are going to look up the students who is selected from here and we get the rank of that student or the position of that student on this cell here. Now the match function can actually work whether your data set is set vertically or horizontally. We're going to see an example of both. So let's start with this one where our data set is actually set vertically. So with this cell selected, I'm going to do equals to match. Now when I see it highlighted in blue, I'm going to hit tab to select it. It has three arguments: the lookup value, the lookup array, and then the match type. So for the lookup value, we're going to look up whoever students is selected from here. So I'm going to click on this cell, comma. The lookup array is going to be the list of our students. So I'm going to highlight all these students. Remember, I'm not highlighting the field names. And then comma. Now when it comes to the match type, it has three options. Now the first one is 1, which is less than. That's if you're doing approximate match lookup. It works exactly like the approximate match lookup in Vlookup and HLOOKUP. 0 is for exact match lookup. -1, that is greater than. We shall see how to use that later on. But for our case, we want exact match lookups. So I can even just type 0 here, but I'm going to come to it and hit tab to select it and it will put for me the 0 there. So when I close my bracket, when I hit enter, you can see it's telling me that the position for Jerry is 4. Now what the match function is doing, it's coming to this list here and going through all these names. And when it comes to Jerry, it gets the relative position where it's located and it displays for us the relative position. This is actually the same data set. It's just set horizontally. Let's also see whether the match function is going to work. I'm going to click on this cell and do equals to match. Tap to select it. The lookup value is going to be this one here, comma. The lookup array, I'm going to use this data set that is set horizontally. So I'm going to highlight the students like this without highlighting the field name, comma. I'm going to down arrow for exact match, tap to put for me the 0 there, close my bracket. When I hit enter, you can see it's also returning for me 4. So whether your data set is set vertically or horizontally, the match function actually works. Now when I select another student, like for example, Phillips, it's telling me it's on the position 7. And when I come here, let me change again to Phillips. It's also telling me the position is 7. And when you check this list very well, Phillips is found on the 7th position. Now let's check Grace. Click. Grace is found on the 5th position. Here also, Grace is found on the 5th position. Now, I want you to realize something. When you check this list very well, we have two Grace. The first Grace is here, and then the second Grace is here. The match function is only returning for us the position where it found the first one. So that's how the match function actually works. And guess what? You don't actually need to do data validation like I've done here. You can simply come here and type the name. Like for example, if I do Peter and hit enter, you can see it's giving us a position. You can also come here and do the same, enter. You can see it's actually working very well. Now, what if I type a name that's not part of this list here? Let's try. I'm trying to type Paul, and when I hit enter, if the match function does not find the lookup value among your list, it returns the NA error. Let's scroll down and we also see how to do approximate match lookup. Now there's this note here. The match function, when doing approximate match lookup, is mostly used together with other functions like index and Vlookup function. So here I have house prices. On this column here, we are going to get the rank where this prices falls. Now when you're doing approximate match lookup, you must sort your data set either in ascending order or in descending order. Like for example, we have sorted our data set here in ascending order. So I'm going to come to this cell, click and do equals to match, tap to select it. The lookup value is going to be these prices here. So comma, the lookup array, I'm going to highlight my prices like this. Now since I'm going to copy my formula down, I'm going to lock it using the F4 key, comma, and when it comes to the match mode, we have two options for doing approximate match lookup. One which is also less than, and then -1 which is greater than. Now this one which is also less than is used when you sort your dataset in ascending order or from smallest to largest, and this -1 which is also greater than is used when you sort your dataset in descending order or from biggest to smallest. We're going to see all those two situations for approximate match. Let's start by the first one here, which is 1 or less than. Now this approximate match, when you sort your dataset in descending order, is actually the default. If you leave it out, let's first leave it out and we see what will happen. I'm going to close my bracket. When I hit Control Enter and then I copy my formula down, it actually works very well when you leave it out because that's actually the default. I'm going to Control Z, and then on the active cell, I'm going to hit the F2 key, backspace, comma. For me, I always like selecting it even if I know the default when I'm teaching. So I'm going to hit Tab to select it. Even if you select it, I'm going to close my bracket and hit Control Enter. It still works very well. So I'm going to copy my formula down. You can see it's still working very well. So whether you leave it out because it's a default or you select it, it works. Now let me tell you what Excel actually do when determining the position for approximate match lookup. Like for example, we have 20,500 here. The match function will put that $20,500 on its memory. Then it goes through the list here. When it bumps into the first value bigger than that value, it jumps back one step and pick the position for that value and it puts it there. When it's exactly 100,000 like this, it races through it. When it finds exactly 100,000 like this one here, it get the position for that and it bring it here. Now here we have $250,000. $250,000 is bigger than all these values here. So what the match function does, it put that value on its memory, goes through these values. When it did not find any value bigger than that value on its memory, it just pick the position for the last value and put it there. When you give the match function the lookup value which is smaller than all your values, the match function will actually return for you the NA error. Now it works even if you set your dataset horizontally, so let's do this quickly. I'm going to click on this cell, equals to match, tap to select it. The lookup value is going to be this value here, comma. The lookup array is going to be our prices here. This one is also sorted in ascending order. You must sort it in ascending order. Since I'm going to copy my formula down, I'm going to hit the F4 key to lock it, comma. If you sort your values in ascending order, you need to use 1 or less than. So I'm going to hit Tab to select 1, close my bracket. When I Control Enter, then I copy my formula down. You can see it's actually working very well. So let's scroll down for our next example. We have the same house prices example here, but this time around our prices are sorted in descending order. So let's click on this cell. I'm going to do equals to match, tab to select it. The lookup value is going to be these prices here, comma. The lookup array is going to be our prices which is sorted in descending order. Now I'm going to copy my formula down. I'm going to hit the F4 key to lock it, comma. Now when it comes to the match type, when you sort your dataset in descending order, you need to use -1 or greater than. So I'm going to come down here and select -1 or greater than, then hit Tab to select it. Then I'm going to close my bracket. When I Control Enter, and then I'm going to copy my formula down, you can see it's actually working very well. Now let me also tell you how Excel determines these positions here or this rank here. The match function will put the lookup value on its memory. then it goes through the list here. When it finds the first value smaller than the lookup value, it jumps back one step, take the position of that value and bring it here. For exact values like 100,000, it just pick its position straight. When you give it a value which is bigger than all your values when you have sorted your dataset in descending order, it returns for you the NA error. And if you give it a value which is smaller than all your values, it gives you the position for the last value. So let's quickly do this one for horizontal dataset equals to match tab. The lookup value is going to be this, comma, the lookup array is going to be this data which is sorted in descending order, F4 to lock it, comma, I'm going to down arrow to select -1 or greater than for the match type, close bracket, control enter, then I'm going to copy my formula down. You can see it's actually working very well. Now let's scroll down for our last example. Now this is the example we saw at the beginning of the video. Whenever the item is appearing in all the two tables, we want this column to show us two lists, and when it's appearing in only the second table, we want it to show us one list. So we're going to do this using the match function, and we're going to start doing it from scratch. So I'm going to highlight this and hit delete. Now let's start from here. So what we're going to do, items in day 2 order is going to be our lookup value. Then our lookup array is going to be item on day 1 order. So we're going to check whether these items on day 2 order is actually found on the list of items on day 1 order. So that whenever the match function actually finds it on the list of items on day 1 order, it returns for us the relative position. So that's what we are going to do first. So equals to match, tab to select it. The lookup value is going to be the items in day 2 order. So I'm going to start with the first one, comma. The lookup array is going to be these items on day 1 order. Since I'm going to copy my formula down, I'm going to lock it using the F4 key, and then comma. Now we are going to do exact match lookup here. So I'm going to down arrow for exact match or 0, tab to select it, and when I close my bracket, when I control enter, and then I copy my formula down, you can see whenever it finds the item on this list, it returns for us the relative position. Like for example, the first one here is Pepsi, and Pepsi is found in the first position on this list here. The second one here, Pepsi Zero Sugar, is actually not found on the first table, so it's giving us an error. The third one here is Sprite, and when you check this list here, Sprite is found on the 6th position. That's why it's actually returning for us 6. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some logical test here. So we're going to check if this value here is a number, we want Excel to show us true, and if it's not a number, we want Excel to show us false. So I'm going to come on this first cell here and hit the F2 key to put it in edit mode. The function that is used to do that is called isNumber. When I see it highlighted in blue, I'm going to hit tab to select it. It simply has one argument, the value. So the results of the match function is going to be our value. I'm simply going to close my bracket. So when I control enter, you can see for the first one it was a number, that's why it's actually returning for us true. So when I copy my formula down, you can see we are getting true and falses. Now since we already have our true and falses here, we can actually use the if function to instruct Excel that if this value is true, then show us 2 lists, and if it's false, then show us 1 list. I'm again going to go to this first cell here and hit the F2 key to put it in edit mode. Then I'm going to put all this one inside the if function. So I'm going to click at the beginning and do if, tab to select it. I'm actually going to use the if function. The if function needs the logical test, the value if true, and then the value if false. Now for the logical test, since the results of this is function and match function is already giving us true and falses, that's going to be our logical test. I'm simply going to come to the end, click, and then comma, and then type the value if true. I'm going to put it in quotes. Anytime you're putting a text inside a formula, you need to put it in quotes. So value if true, I'm going to tell the if function to show us 2 lists. If the value is true, I'm going to put it in quotes, and then comma, value if false, I'm also going to put it in quotes, 1 list, close quotation. So when I control enter, and then I copy my formula down, you can see whenever we were having true, we are now having 2 lists, and whenever we were having false, we now have 1 list. This is actually very dynamic. Let's first test it. Now you are seeing Sprite is here and also Sprite is here. It's actually found in all the 2 tables, but I'm going to come to this Sprite here and I'm going to change it to Juice. Now when I change that, that will make Sprite to all appear in day 2 order. It will not appear on day 1 order. So that means our list here should now show 1 list instead of two lists. When I hit enter, you can see it's actually very dynamic. It's now showing one list, showing that sprite is all appearing once. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. Also, if I come here and instead of Mirinda, I'm going to change this one to Nirvana. Now Nirvana is currently appearing in only day 2 order, but if I change this one to Nirvana, it will make Nirvana to appear in boss list, and that means this list here should update to 2 list. So let's change it to Nirvana, and when I hit enter, you can see we are now having 2 lists here, and Nirvana is now appearing in boss list. So that's actually the power of combining the match function together with other functions. Yeah, I hope you have seen how powerful is the match function. It's actually more powerful if you use it together with other functions than when you use it alone. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and if you found this video interesting, give it a like and then you share it with your friends. This is a video where we talked about how to use Vlookup. You can click it, then you go and watch it. Until next video, HM&S video number 44, then we meet again. Thank you.